part. We're not really going to do a thumbnail on this one, I don't think. I just kind of want to just get into it and just see where we can just go. Okay, so we're going to start with our line of action. I'm going to start with the head of the figure, very vaguely, but also this is going to be with a different proportion grid. 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's a different proportion grid with this one. This one's going to be weird. I can already tell. I always have trouble with these ones. So let's get our 3 immovable masses going up in here. Kind of like make like a Hobbit. I don't know how I'm going to do this one. I guess maybe we could have the arm like go down, have the shepherd's staff. Should be right here. I kind of want to do something about holy moly, that dude just did a holy moly, that guy is crazy. I've never seen this BMX video. This is a very old BMX video. This is 23 years old. Oh my goodness. It's so crazy because like a lot of these tricks up in here, they're like, I mean, maybe I just think they're hard, but holy oh my goodness, that dude just did a, here, I need to not get distracted. That dude just did a scuff to scuff back. That was crazy. Huh, anyway. Okay, let's see here, what are we getting up in here? I need to not get distracted, so, you know. I'm gonna try and draw, should be in that hand. We're working on this character right here. I kind of want to maybe do, I don't know, every time I don't know what to do, I just end up doing a floating Bible. That's kind of just what ends up happening, because I'm like, should he be holding like a bag, or like, I feel like the arms take a lot of time for me, because I'm just like, okay, you know, the arm could be up here, it could be down here, it could be holding something, it could just be doing something. I have no idea, right? What does it look like? Nope. Today's gonna be a struggle, everybody. I can already tell. Especially because these ones are harder because I don't exactly know the proportion grid fully with these characters. I mean, maybe he should just be holding like a... I'm trying to find it in this jumble mess. It's like weird because I don't know how he would be holding that book, right? How would he be holding that thing? Plant growing or something. I generally end up doing something like this. You know, plant growing. From the Bible. Holy moly, dude. Dude, that's in Long Beach. What in the world? That dude just did a... Oh my god. Did I just witness that? What in the world? No way, dude. That dude just did a...
The moment I found you on Fiverr 8 days ago, I knew I found more than just a freelance web developer.
Dude, that's crazy. This dude is insane right here. That's a really steep hill in Long Beach. It's in the Bible, I know. It's a little folding of hands, a little closing of eyes. Something about slumber, right? I know it's a proverb, right? Something like that, right? Is that the one that mentions the ant? Look to the ant. Or is that that might be a completely different verse. Now, how would a bike look with this figure right here? It's so strange. It's so weird. This is actually I've never done a Hobbit, like, Hobbit proportions with a bike. It's, like, really weird now, thinking about it. Do a little sheep or something. Gosh, it's already 3 hours. Fudge. I gotta rush this thing. And I guess we could do the first. Here. I'm also just watching this BMX video as well. Oh, dude, that's so crazy, man. It was in the same chapter. Great if you always give me like a little bit of like a little review, right? Because I remember a lot of verses. I just don't remember exactly where, you know. Wait a minute. Is there a how-to on how to do this trick? He's doing hitchhiker. Oh my goodness, what was that? Okay, I need to not get. What in the world was that? Dude, that dude just did a sit-down boomerang decade or something. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. That was an insane trick. I've never seen anybody do that. That dude just did a sit-down boomerang. Holy Tolito. Holy cannoli. Okay, let's work on this face. This is the hard part of this figure, by the way. There's so many options. We could have a beard. What should this dude be having? I generally start with the nose. Let's actually block this out a little bit. Block it. Part's really, I gotta think of I mean, there are a lot of, you know, I have to remember that it's okay to erase, but I try not to erase as much as possible. I'm doing this. Okay, so we know from the eyeball, with that right there, we know that that's gonna be the end of the earlobe. I don't know if like he should have like a beard or something. What does this dude have? Do hobbits? Beard? I'm trying to go for like a hobbit. A hobbit look. Happy, maybe chubby hobbit. Hobbit with a BMX bike. This dude's funny looking, man. Oh my goodness, this is so cringy. I'm sorry everybody, this one's gonna be a little cringy, okay? Sometimes I just gotta go with it, okay? So, like, cause the thing is, like, I could experiment with a lot of faces and stuff like that, but we might just take that one. Now I guess I'll have like a. What do shepherds wear? Shepherds wear. Don't they just wear like cloaks and stuff? So we should do like the pin thing. I've challenged myself the past few years not to erase from drawing traditionally. I don't know if it's been helpful or harmful to my practice. Hashtag self-taught. Now the thing is, I do erase because like there are, if you see a lot of my other drawings, I'm just like sitting there just erasing. But in terms of like speed, right? Like if you can kind of just get it down, like, and sometimes you just gotta like kind of go with it, right? Oh, dude, what's so, man, I want to watch this video, but the thing is, see this guy right here, his name's Trevor Meyer. What's so funny, dude, is this is actually where I met my first Flatlanders. Actually, it was the second place, but it was in Long Beach. This was the second place, but this is when I really got into Flatland, is this exact spot right here, that this dude's doing this. I actually landed my first hop whip here. It's in Belmont Shore in Long Beach. That's so funny, bro. Is this entire video in Long Beach? I don't know. We're gonna work on this hand. We're gonna work on these hard parts first. Try and get them out of the way. That's the front finger. The thumb. That was a bad hand, fudge. That's terrible. Terrible. Oh well. I feel like I'm like hesitant today. I guess why I'm hesitant is because I don't know exactly the proportion, right? Because I did this with the 5 proportion, and I know that there's a way to calculate a lot of this stuff. I'm not very good at it. This is like dwarven proportion as well. Actually, dwarven proportion, if you start drawing dwarves and stuff, like they're like 4 heads high. I don't know what I'm gonna do right there. Okay, let's try and work on this hand. I'm gonna by the way, if you guys are, what I'm doing is I actually learned this from this MTG artist. His name's Brad Rigney. He's actually a believer. But what I always say this when I do these characters, but I remember for sure Brad Rigney said, you know, he'd work on the hardest things first, right? Like, so what are the hardest areas in your piece, right? Because sometimes, like, what ends up happening, I think what he said is something like, sometimes, like, you know, like, if you start getting into painting or just doing something, sometimes, like, you don't want to work on the hard piece, but then like you'll start detailing something like super that might not need detailing, right? But if you work on these hard things first and just get them done, it kind of like speeds up the rest of it. And that's actually what I used to not do. For a long time, I used to actually just like shy away from like, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to draw this hand or something. And I always try and tell myself that, but it's hard to, you know, actually put into practice sometimes, you know. Especially this hand, I'm not sure how he's gonna be holding this book. That's from Brad Ridney, by the way, so I don't, you guys do what you will on that. Okay, so let's think about this hand real quick. It's like really messed up in there, huh? Okay, let me just draw it right over here real quick. So we gotta think that this hand is like this, right? What side? Okay, so this side should be his pinky, right? Yeah. I'm like literally like trying to think of myself just like, well, how do you hold a giant book like that? Do you hold it like something like that? Oh wait, it's not even in there. I was like drawing it right there. Pull this out. Like, see, we're trying to figure out the shape of this hand. Okay, so it's a square, goes up, goes down. Is it like that? Now, see, this is like when, like, you know, people just use models and stuff, you know, or like get reference. But sometimes, like, it's faster just to kind of like experiment like this. See, because you could totally change that hand. I'm not sure exactly how. That looks kind of like how you would hold a book, right? I don't know if I should do that one or this one. I've spent so much time working on smaller details and practicing them separately. Lately, when I try to draw a full body, I don't know what pose or composition or context to draw. Yeah, and that's the thing is I actually draw a lot of it's kind of cheesy, but the thing is action poses are actually very hard, because once you get into like action poses, like say, you know, like a lot of like comic book stuff or even like Frank Frazetta or something like that, they're using a lot of like foreshortening and all sorts of stuff. And when you get into like the foreshortening stuff, it definitely gets a little more challenging, which there is a little bit of foreshortening right here, but I'm gonna maybe use that one. Okay, so let's try and think about this as a square, right? We're thinking about this hand as a square. It's the most simple shape, right? Because if I put my hand up right here, right? See how like this, see how this is almost like this? Like see the pencil, if that was the line? And then it kind of goes down like that. We're trying to draw that main shape. It's almost like a rectangle, like a squished rectangle with a triangle on top of it, right? Squished rectangle with a triangle on top. Squished rectangle. So that's the kind of the triangle part. And then can we build a hand from that, right? And then where I've learned that is that's straight from Bridgman right there. Like I know there's different ways to draw a hand, but on the technique that I'm using right at this moment is from Bridgman. Now Bridgman goes way deeper into it. He's like, oh, okay, well this is like the anatomy of all this stuff, and you know, I don't know too much of the anatomy. I just kind of just know the baseline, kind of like how you construct a hand. And that hand's terrible, but oh well. Fudge. It's also. I need to redo it. We're actually erasing this one. It turned out terrible. By the way, this is actually one of the reasons why I use these. Now, I know I bring this up a lot, but this is actually why I use these really cheap colored pencils, because they're actually hard to erase. And so see how I kind of have that like underlying layer? I actually like using the underline layer because what I've noticed with the underline layer is that there's a lot of flow into it. It's kind of like the gesture, right? It like kind of keeps the gesture of the drawing. It's kind of like using it's almost like when you're like when you're drawing digitally and you have that layer underneath the digital layer. I mean, like the layer that you're like inking on top of. It's kind of like, it kind of feels like that. Because I used to do a lot of digital work prior to drawing traditionally, right? Man, this book is hard, dude. This is a very challenging area right here. Like, I'm struggling right now. It's just so hard. Like, I should get some references thinking like, how is he actually holding this thing, right? Oh well, screw it, we're just gonna wing it. I mean, you don't have to work on the hard parts too either. It's not like you have to force yourself to do it. Like, because sometimes like it is good to kind of like, kind of just go around and stuff like that. But I just know that I'm gonna be struggling right there for a while. I don't even like that hand. That's not even how you would hold a book, right? I guess maybe. So this is when I probably should just gain reference because I don't even know, like, because I know, like, like when you hold a book like in a spine, like your fingers like on the spine right there. Like, how do you draw that? Like that. I'm trying to draw the hand like that. Like that. With the finger, with the thumb. That's hard. Let's just work on this stuff now. I guess the drapery part's definitely another challenging aspect as well. Thinking about it, because like, what kind of drapery do you want to do as well? Now, drapery is at the very last chapter of Bridgman. But basically, what Bridgman teaches is that you figure out like the pinpoint layers, right? So like, we're probably just gonna do like a cloak, right? And for the cloak, like, we could probably have it like, we'll say like this is the rock. We're gonna do like that other, like, like that other shepherd that we did the other day. So how the cloaks kind of work is that there's this, they use a clothespin. If you look at a cloak pin, they use that, but you can also use a rock and a string attached to the rock. And then what I remember from it is then it's like basically a big wool blanket. And so since we know that that's going to be our base, like, pinpoint layer thing, we know that it's all these lines, all these wrinkle lines are going to go into that pivot point. Right. Now, where's the second pinpoint, right? The second pinpoint is the belt, because if you do now there's different types of cloaks, by the way. Many different types of cloaks, but this cloak is the one sheet. It's basically like a blanket cloak. Wait, what are we watching? Let me see what we're doing up in here. I need to make sure we're not watching some crazy thing. What is this? What is this? We'll watch this. It's not in fully the frame, but oh well. I know, I should make a Discord, huh? Okay, this is gonna be. By the way, I like see how. Okay, so I didn't. I should probably explain more. But see how this pelvis? I did the pelvis as a square, like it's like a kind of like a rectangle, because it's the 3 immovable masses, right? We have the. It's kind of like this. This is the head's a square, the torso is a square, and now why I always do these little bags is because it's just so easy. Because when you figure out that pelvis square, you can kind of just push that square out a little bit, and you can just make it a bag. And I just always do it, and I always just like. I have a lot of fun just making these leaf bags, because I would always love to have a leaf bag. You know, like a leaf bag. Okay, so from this pivot point right here, the cloak actually goes down. Now you can actually like wear it a little bit down on your arms, but I do know that it goes up and then in right here. So that's when the cloak kind of like goes in. And then see like this point right here, this is actually where the cloak starts going over the... So we're like thinking about how are we draping this figure, right? How is this actually working, right? And this character is really weird. I honestly don't like this character at all. Screw it. Screw it, we're just going with it. Let's just finish it. I can tell a lot of these characters already, I kind of don't like them, but it's like, sometimes it's like when you're kind of, because I like to do things like in one sitting, right? And sometimes I just don't have enough time to change things, right? So I just gotta kind of just go with it. And it's okay. It's just kind of like a graffiti piece where it's just like you kind of have to just go with it. It should be the front of the book, the Bible. I just gotta like not get stressed out. That's the other big thing, is like how can we do these things without getting stressed out? Because I remember like right when I just start stressing out, I start thinking too much, I kind of like stop having fun with it. You kind of have to just kind of like go with it. That's just me though, I don't know. Actually, I kind of don't like this thing up in here. It's weird, huh? Okay, so are we ready to go on to our next layer? I'm gonna work on these eyes. I'm so bad at the eyes. This kind of looks like a mixture of Sam Wise and... Who is this guy? What in the world? This guy's gonna actually have just the clothespin thing. Gosh, this character's so cringy. I just gotta finish it. I don't even want to work on it anymore, but I'm too far into it now. So you're no turning back now. We're just going with it, everybody. And that's kind of the cool thing about doing these, like, really, like, it's almost like we're on a tight deadline, right? Just like, what can we get done in one, like, thing, right? And sometimes within that, we're gonna enter the cringe, okay? So it's kind of like almost like the Bible studies, you know? Like sometimes we don't know what we're gonna get into. Buttons. Oh man, this thing is so cringy. I'm sorry, everybody. I thought this one was going to turn out a little better, but it's we're just going to finish it out. Sometimes I feel like in my mind they look better than they actually kind of turn out, but I don't know. Stitches, show the belt. Oh yeah, oh darn, I forgot. Okay, so he's gonna have like the little the little I don't know what's it called, like the where he loops it out. And this is where the cloak goes in. See, the cloak goes up in here, goes behind his shoulder, and goes in here. And this is what's creating this right here. And this is going to be a very challenging part up in here because I don't know how I'm doing that. Oh my goodness, I don't like this drawing. It's weird. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't drawn like this, I think it's because of this proportion grid. I'm just not used to it. Like this is, by the way, this is like Hobbit proportion grid, by the way. Okay. This character is weird. It's almost like, I don't even know. I'm just gonna go with it, okay? Sorry everybody if this is really cringy. This is super cringy. Oh my goodness, I kind of don't even want to, oh. Like it's at the point where I don't want to finish it, but now I'm so committed to it that it's like there's no going back. Oh well, these ones are always hard. These ones are a little bit more challenging because like You know, with like the knights, it's almost kind of like the knights I can kind of like just get away with like just drawing something that's kind of like, you know, like abstractions and stuff. This one's a little hard because it's like, I gotta like think about like, what is this guy doing? You just gotta have fun. That's the one. Alright, so we gotta be giving glory to the Lord. I mean, stop. We can give glory. If we can give glory to the Lord, whether we eat or drink, hopefully we can give glory to God, even on a cheesy drawing like this. There's so many commercials. I need to listen to something else. I've been listening to the same stuff. Oh, it's just copyright free music, but I need to find like something. I want to listen to like Oblivion soundtrack. It's this one. I don't like this hand either. We're redoing this hand. I should have redone it a long time ago. Oh well. By the way, I'm using this sheet of paper so I don't smear any of this stuff, because you can do that. This one's not at this one. There is a lot of forgiveness in this one, but once you get into ink, man, there's been some inks that I did where I'm like inking it out, and guess what happened? I swiped with my hand and the ink smeared the drawing, and I had to redo the entire thing. It's brutal. So I'm like really like careful. I'm like OCD careful now, trying to like, actually what a lot of artists do too, instead of doing the hardest parts first, they actually start up here and they go all the way back down like that. That's what some people do anyway. There we go. That looks like a better hand, doesn't it? I know it probably just looks exactly the same, but that one looks... Yeah, that one looks more like what we were after. There we go. That's kind of more like what we were after originally. Okay, let's give glory to the Lord. I'm sorry, Lord, if this is a really cringy drawing. I know it is, but I tried, okay? I don't know. This is just a cringy one, man. I'm trying to draw like a happier character, right? Because some people, they ask me, why do you always draw like these knights? They look so violent. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to start drawing like happier things or something, right? Now, what I learned in Bridgman, the thing is, I'm going to bring up Bridgman a lot because this is where I learned how to figure draw. Bridgman, he brought up something about when you draw the toes, they're kind of like squares. I always just remembered that. Man, I am not watching the BMX video, by the way. This guy's gonna be, he's gonna be a little, no, actually, I kind of did that one wrong. I kind of want to, like, see, and there's actually some actually, I don't know. Because see how this guy has, like, a patch right there? I kind of want to make the patch, like, right here. Because, see, if you do that right there, you can almost, like, bring that form. Because, you know, like, this cloak goes around his body, right? So I'm actually switching that up right there. He's going to have actually another one right over here. It's been tattered a bit. We're going to do like the little, it's actually, let's do a little tatter right there. A little like he's been out in the bushels a bit, man. Just kind of, you know, doing a little bit of that graffiti kind of thing up in there. Kind of digging it. The eyes are kind of weird. Kind of not digging that ear, but kind of want him to have a beard, but I'm not too sure exactly. I kind of want. I kind of want to like maybe like. What am I doing? Let's put a little bit of some doodads up in here. Oh, actually I messed that up. See how there's like this line right here? Because this cloak goes behind this, up in here. This line actually needs to go down. I guess not really, but it kind of... I don't know what I'm talking about, everybody. I'm just kind of like... I'm going to be really honest. I kind of just scribble a lot of times, too. The guy's gonna be wearing a bracelet. Oh, I don't like that actually. Oh, fudge. No, I don't like that. I should have not done that. I just messed that up. Oh, let's see here. Ended up making a new Discord server. Just realized the one I used previously has some private gaming channel between close friends. Oh, interesting, huh?
Is there going to be how much money you can fundraise for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital using only $5?
Yeah, I mean, I am in this one Discord with some of my old buddies, but I don't really go on Discord much. Is this right here? How long are we? Almost 4 hours. Okay, we're making good time. I thought I was kind of stressing on the time, but kind of making time, I guess. Do you bear fruit? Let's bear fruit for the Lord, everybody. This dude is a trip, man. Oh my goodness. I kind of want to like do, you know, like when they have like the little wheat thing in their mouth. I kind of want to do that, but like, oh, I feel like I just mess it up. Put a little smile on this dude, little grin. You know, do the bike. Actually, should we even do a bike? Yeah, let's do a bike. I like drawing bikes, and it's just so weird. It's just so funny. Let's see here. Different poses: a cat, wolf, dogs, ect. Have fun. I think what's cool about these when you get into character drawings, if you get, I don't know about you guys, but you know, if you're like into like playing role-playing games, well, this is kind of like almost like the poor man's role-playing game. You know, all you need is a piece of paper. We're using a computer paper. This is no fancy paper. We're using computer papers. We're using Walmart colored pencils up in here, man. These are, you can get these for probably $1. Honestly, I mean, maybe more than $1 for a pack of them. And we're just using a mechanical pen. This is just a big mechanical pencil. And you got yourself the OG RPG game, brothers and sisters. Anybody watching these? It's probably the cheapest RPG game you could possibly play. You don't need no crazy system, unless you're streaming it, I guess. Now, what kind of bicycle is this guy going to be riding? That's the question. I can't believe I'm going to draw a bike on this guy. This is hilarious. Oh my goodness, this is so cringy. No, I need to be confident in what I'm doing. I'm not confident. I'm going to be really honest. I'm like, this is really weird. I used to love drawing with people on Sketch.io, now shut down but being revamped under a new name. And we just draw whatever, got really fun. Oh, that's interesting, yeah. I mean, I actually used to do that. There used to be one on I think there used to be one on DeviantArt or something like that. That was fun. I don't know if you guys remember, but there used to be this site called conceptart.org. And I was really, really big on that site, on conceptart.org, but it got shut down. I guess they stuff. There was some sketchy stuff that happened. Money laundering. I mean, I know it wasn't money laundering. It was they weren't paying people or something like that, or I don't know what it was, honestly, but. Oh, I forgot about that. Let's see here. Okay, let's draw this bicycle. What kind of bike is this guy going to be riding?
We're seeing EVs more every day. Good to know there's one that can still make...
I was starting out right here, the forks and stuff. And I always just, I know it probably seems boring, but I always just do the bike in this perspective because it's just way easier to do it. I can draw bikes in other perspective, and I have, but the thing is, then you have to do the perspective grid, you got to do all this other stuff, and if you just do the bike like this, it just makes it way easier. Oops, and I totally messed that up right there. I should probably think about this a little bit more. So we're head tube. Wheel. I'm really bad at the wheels, by the way. The wheels are probably the hardest area of the BMX bike. Get the pegs. want to do like some weird geometry. No, I'll just do normal geometry. I know we drew a little bird the other day. I kind of want to do that again. Do the lines for the staff. Oops, messed that up at all. They don't gotta be perfect. Thumbnail. Oh, let's see here. I'm slugging through this Trent Wolf. Just got tired. Think it will be a 2-day sketch. You know what I've been really digging creative? I've been digging just the one sitting finish. I feel like it kind of keeps it spontaneous. Because I'm what is it called when people don't finish anything? I feel like I'm one of those people. Which is weird because I feel like I used to not be like that. Because I'm like kind of one of these people where I just like start a lot of projects and, you know, I just end up not finishing anything, you know? Like I'm kind of like one of those people now. And the thing is, that's why I've kind of started doing this like weird like kind of like daily deadline, is because it kind of just gets me to like just focus, because I'm just like, okay, I have this thing, because I feel like once I get into like sometimes multi-day stuff, I end up getting like I don't finish anything. But that's just me. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I don't think that's just me. I might even just have undiagnosed ADHD or something like that. I really don't know, in all honesty. So I just have thousands and thousands. Yeah, I have so many drawings like this where it's just like I never finish anything. But I don't know, man. I just have such a hard time like finishing things now. Or I just get bored. I think that's the problem. Once I get bored with something, I'm just like, all right, I'll just work on something else. That's the kicker right there. Now, what I'm really curious of is how many people get bored like doing Bible studies and stuff like that, right? Because I honestly find the Bible studies that we're doing, I find them fun. I mean, I think most people just think I'm crazy, but like, I literally have fun doing those Bible studies just because like, they're just so, I don't know. It's almost like this right here, you know, it's so spontaneous, where if like, say, you know, I did a Bible study and I had to, you know, write every single word out that I was going to say, bro, I'd get burnt out of that, man. I would be like, dude, I couldn't do it that way. I honestly feel like I'm bearing more fruit doing things like this than, you know, the other way. I only have a few completed projects. Draw us all sheep. Sheep. Ma. Ma. The other thing is I kind of have like a, kind of like a set thing that I kind of do, right? It's either I'm doing the armor of God, or I'm doing like a shepherd thing, or, you know, and then just adding a bike or something now, but, it's kind of what we're doing as of late. But the most fun ones I have are the armor of God ones. I feel like the armor of God ones are just like super fun, like all the time. That does not look, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing. Baby sheep or something. It's crazy that you guys watch this stuff, man. I feel like this stuff would be just super boring. I don't know. I feel like that's the thing, is because, like, you know, we live in such an instant gratification society. I feel like it's actually like, you know, I feel like it's like made so many other things boring that people used to think were fun, right? They draw some mushrooms. They draw some mushrooms, dude. We're freehanding this mushroom, brothers. Mushrooms. Mushrooms. By the way, hobbits are very into mushrooms. You guys didn't know. They actually adore the mushrooms. Mushroom, 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 mushroom. This guy's got 0 offset forks. He's gonna have the special mushroom peg. Or no, he's gonna have the flatland pegs. Oh, you hear that? That was my lead breaking right there. He's got the special cross edition hubs. This dude's gonna be running front brakes. Homie got front brakes. Homie Dandingo, we got the front brakes up in here, man. It's the headset. This is what I really like. I always like just drawing the bikes because, like, I just put whatever geometry I want. I'm like, I can be like my own bike designer. This kind of reminds me of Samwise. He kind of has he has a little, some characteristics of Samwise Genji. Now, it's actually funny, some other lore, some deeper lore about this, actually, is, you know, like, if you see a lot of marble sculptors, And see how, you know, like they always like, if you see a lot of marble sculptors, you see they connect these fingers right here a lot. One of the reasons why they did that is because it's actually, it makes it more of a solid structure, because those fingers are very delicate and sometimes they'd break off. But actually those two fingers put together are actually easier way to draw the middle finger and the ring finger many times. I kind of want to like put like a squirrel up here, but I feel like it would just like mess it up. Oh no, I ran out of lead. Look at that. The last of the lead. Tree people, tree people, tree people, tree people, tree people. We're playing Bible Adventures RPG games on the paper and pencil platform. Welcome everybody to BMX Bible Adventures. Or you can cultivate your own seeds of faith for the glory of the Lord. Let's see, what kind of down tube are we gonna have up in here? I think let's just have a normal down tube. Man, this thing has a lot of commercials. Mess me up. Mess me up. Now, what I actually heard from, I think it was actually, what I've heard a lot of BMX, people that build BMX bikes, is they actually start with the seat tube. I don't know why. I think there's something with the, I think that geometry and then this geometry is very, very important. It's actually weird if you see people how they actually make how they weld BMX bikes, is they actually have this entire, like, it kind of looks like a rectangle, right? And they have all these, like, weird gauges. And you can change the angles of all these tubes, and they pre-cut these. Well, they cut the tubes out right within that certain angle, and then they set it in this like weird like tube thing, or this weird rectangle like diameter thing, and then that's how they weld it. They go, and then that's how they make the bikes like that. Very interesting, actually. Now that's actually one of the reasons as well. There's I've seen some now this isn't like in the BMX field, but there are some like videos on like people that got into making bikes and stuff like that, and just customized bikes and stuff like that. And a lot of people that started doing it, they actually started collecting bike parts. You know, because once you collect enough bike parts, you can just start experimenting, right? You can just start Frankensteining stuff up. You can be like, okay, well, I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to put that old bike and I'm going to weld that on there. And that's what I heard, what some people that started getting into like welding and building bikes, that's actually how they started. They were just Frankenstein things together. The Frankenstein. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Put the seat tube in there. Now there's actually different things right up in there. I know the wishbone as well has different things people do as well. This area is always hard to draw for me. I mean, I kind of just guessed it right there, but you know, there's different ways you can draw that. Guesstimization. And we think that's where the bottom bracket is, so that actually there's a crank arm that goes out like that. I actually got that wrong. That crank arm is way too big, but oh well, we're going with it. Let's see here, where are we at right here? Let's put a seat tube up in here. Let's put a chain on here. I gotta have a chain, homie. Okay, let's draw this Flatland Edition bicycle. It's going to be running a 32 millimeter stem, customized redemption stem. We're going to be running these really low bars. This dude's been inspired by Day Smith. Shout out to Day Smith. Actually, maybe I should put some like Day Smith geometry up in there. I know Day Smith's signature frame or whatever, the EP had like this kind of like weird dual gusset thing right there. Okay, let's do this up in here. Put the bottom tube up in here. He's gonna be running like dude's running 7.77 bars, homies. Yeah, he's running these small bars. He's bringing back the small bars, dude. Because, you know, the thing about the small bars that people don't realize is that a lot of these gnarly vert riders, they would actually run these small bars. And you know why? Is because you can do these can maneuvers. You could literally do like a can turn down or something like that with these small bars. It's hilarious. But people don't like run them because they look all weird, but this Hobbit is. He's running now, okay? He's running the lever. We got there. We got up in there. I always like drawing bikes. Bikes are just fun. Holy moly, that dude just did a fork. What did I just see? Uh-oh. The video got paused. What is this? Why isn't it working? Feeding dogs, be right back. Okay, no worries. This dude's growing. Let us grow for the Lord. Grow, 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 grow. Grow for the Lord. Do everything for the glory of God. Whether we eat or drink, we can do it for the glory of the Lord. Do a little gyro. That's the funny thing, is because I've learned a lot of my drawing from believers, so it's like, hopefully, you know, it'd be hilarious if hopefully I could inspire some people that don't even believe, and they would take the same thing that I'm doing, because a lot of these techniques I've learned from believers. That's the weird thing about it, but I would like to think, you know, even if there was an unbeliever that started doing the exact same thing I started doing, well, just know, deep in the lore, brothers, there was a believer that taught me, so... And there's probably a believer that taught that one believer as well, so... Just know, the lore runs deep, everybody. I forgot the barrel adjuster. Tech 77 levers. Put the bar on right there. Now this is the hardest part about the BMX bike, I think, is just these darn tires, man. I don't do spokes. The spokes just always just, man. I'm just right now, I just, you know, I'm mess with it. We're just let's go with it. Boom, let's go. Boom. I'm gonna do around like probably like 1.75 tires. Or I've been loving the 1.75 tires. Holy moly, that changed my riding so much, dude. Now, a mushroom. What is that thing right there? Oh yeah, that's a giant mushroom right there, man. It's a giant mushroom. Okay, let's see here. I feel like this thing looks weird. This will do a little Easter egg. The only company that's ever hooked it up. A little Easter egg. I'm going to do it very vaguely and give them a shout out. Only bike company that's ever really helped me out in terms of the actual company people, but I'm going to do it very vaguely to where it's like you can't really tell unless you're a BMX rider. You'd be like, what in the world is that? The only company that's helped me out so far, so. Well, I guess Golden Days, but in terms of like giving me parts, they've hooked it up. This is the only company that's hooked me up. Now, I've had many friends that rode for companies that gave me their old parts, but in terms of a bike company that's actually legitimately hooked it up, it's only been that one so far. So I'll give them a little Easter egg shout out. Vague Easter egg shout out. Very, very vague. I mean, I feel like if you were a BMX rider, you'd tell though. You'd be like, what in the world? What is that? Push this over. By the way, I also think what helps me get kind of more into the mode of drawing is just listening to like weird like RPG game music. I got a little sheep. Ma. Ma. What's crazy is, oh, you know what's actually funny? There's actually a Flatland BMX rider. His name's Moya Flat, and I see him. That's his local spot, I think. That's hilarious that they're still riding that spot, bro. I think this video is like 23 years old or something. What in the world? They're still riding that spot, man. Like, is it really that flat that you guys are still riding that spot? That's what I'm wondering. Like, you guys are still riding that spot? It's insane. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, his name's Moya Flat, by the way, if anybody that's, Darn, that does not look like a shelf. Oh, sure.
They'll just say big on a Bluetooth speaker at Amazon. And oh boy.
Cheap. Cheap. Hey, you know what, Creative, if you're still in here, you know what's really interesting? I saw this video, and there was this one dude, he was saying, you know, like the verse that says, like, the lion was going to lay down with the lamb or something like that? Some people have actually said, I don't know if you're still listening, but some people have actually said that it's actually it's actually meant to be a wolf. A wolf is to lie with the sheep. Have you heard that? And there was a video that I recently saw, and they said that a lot of people get that wrong. I always kind of wished like the Bible like talked a little bit more about like dogs and stuff like that, you know? Haven't heard. Yeah, I saw. I mean, I don't know how true it is, but I saw it on Reddit. Like some like believer like made a video. He was like common misconceptions that people have of certain things. This time I don't actually have to even bring out reference for the bird, because kind of just doing the bird like we did last time. Bible Adventures RPG game. No, it's Bible Adventures BMX. It's BMX Bible Adventures. The growing of the mysteries of the tree people. Maybe that's what it would be titled as. BMX Bible Adventures, Mysteries of the Tree People. Tree people? What are you guys talking about? Tree people? What are tree people? Little sheep, little BMX bike. Dude's freaking straight up growing, bro. This dude's growing, man. What's this dude selling over here, man? What's up with this dude? What's he going on over here, man? Is this dude selling drugs? I don't know. He's not selling drugs. This dude's proclaiming the word, man. What verse should we put up in here? What verse should I put in here? Maybe a verse that we covered today? John 15? See, I really like this part of the drawing, right? We've got a lot of the... I feel like, man, if you guys get into doing these characters, just remember, man. I learned this from Brad Rennie. Just the hardest part. And I didn't even finish this part out, right? Now, the thing is, now, the next part, which is very frustrating. This can get frustrating, but you remember we can erase things, right? Is the ink layer, man. The ink layer is just so, like... Oh my goodness, because, like, see how much time this just took me? Now, the ink layer is like to the point where I'm like, okay, let's ink this out, everybody. We're gonna ink it out. And then I just like, and I just mess it up, or like I press the pen down too much and the ink just like smears down on the page, just like creeps out. I'm like, oh my god. I think we're just gonna keep with pencils because I feel like, I actually think that's maybe why I stopped doing like these characters, because I got too stressed out, man. I was literally drawing them, inking them in one sitting, and it was just stressing me out too much. But I feel like if I just keep it with the pencil, it's like way less like taxing on me. So I'm like, okay, I can just erase it. We can just start over. Let's see here. Every branch in me that does not... Should I put that verse up in there? Would that make sense in here? I mean right here? Because that's like the word, right? And this can be kind of like the branch or something. I don't know if that one's the one I should do, but I think that one, because yeah, it's like the vine, right? Yeah, because there's like fruit right there, so it kind of makes sense, right? That's the other thing. I don't like pick one of these verses and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna draw that exact same thing. I feel like I actually have trouble doing that. I like just like doing like little, like kind of like, you can draw a lot of stuff that, but the thing is we can acknowledge God in all of our ways in some degree, right? That's why I like doing like the Bible thing, is because you can just like draw a plant growing from it, and there's so many verses about plants, and then like, things like that you can just add in there, right? So we're going to put that verse in there today. Okay, let's see here. Do that real quick. Where is that thing at? Straight edge. Oops. Okay, let's write John 15:2 in here, which is kind of funny because we actually did a Bible study on this verse. It's kind of funny. But I can only think of like right here. I mean, maybe I could do like a pruning. Let's do like one that was like right here, and it was like pruned. Okay, so that makes more sense, right? Does that make sense, or am I going crazy? I feel like that would make sense, but oh, look at this guy. He's got his own garage setup. That's basically the square footage I'm riding in. Oh, that's Pete Brandt. Interesting. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, that's what I was saying, like, that's why, like, if you guys, like, want to, like, maybe, like, there's so many things you can tie it in, especially, like, that's why I really like doing, like, the studies on, like, plants and fruit and things of that nature, right? Because when you draw something, you can just add that in and just add that verse in, right? On the Discord? Well, check it out. My bad if I don't get to your messages right away. Generally, like, when I end these streams, I'm just like, boom, 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 and I just get it done, and I'm just, I have other stuff I gotta get, do and stuff like that. So I apologize if I don't get to your stuff right away. There are so many commercials up in here, man. Let's write this verse up in here. Generally, it's kind of weird. I actually write kind of like... You know what's actually weird is I've been drawing all these characters standing up. I'm not sitting down doing these things. I feel like it's kind of getting me a little bit more like, I gotta finish it. It's actually weird now. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, all these drawings, man, there's actually only the first one I was sitting down. All these drawings, I'm actually standing up drawing these things. It's like weird. I don't even think about it anymore. I'm like, whoa, dude, it's crazy. I kind of feel like it's better for my posture. Okay, let's write John 15:2. Every branch. And where's my... Actually, I'm going to put it over. No, where's that? Where'd that paper go? There it is. Oh, darn it. I guess we'll just zoom it in. It's not gonna work. Fudge. Come on, buddy. Not that zoomed in. I am out a little bit. There we go. Every branch in me. God, this thing's not livable. Okay, let's put this paper up in here so I don't smear anything. Dude, how crazy would it be if like a bunch of, sometimes I wonder like, how crazy would it be if like pastors like started like streaming like a lot or something like that, right? Because sometimes I wonder like how are they writing their sermons and stuff like that? Are they just like reading a bunch of commentaries? Like, I'm not too sure, honestly. Every branch in me By the way, I feel like I would never want to be like a pastor at like a church, right? In some weird way, I feel like I'd be more called to just be like some sort of street person or something. I know it probably sounds weird, but I honestly feel like I'm wondering sometimes what the Lord thinks about it, like about just like bearing fruit, right, and stuff like that. There's even just this verse thinking about it, right?
My father founded St. Jude Children's Research Hospital because he believed no child should die.
Every branch in me that does not. Oh, this is a longer verse, wow. Does not. What? He takes away. There's actually a bunch of pastors that actually stream. You know, one dude that actually has a lot of joy is Pastor Dutson. I think he's actually one of the biggest, probably pastors that stream on Twitch. And that dude's a really joyous dude. You guys follow that guy? You guys should follow that guy, Pastor Dutson. The dude knows a lot about the Bible. And the first thing that I noticed about him is, man, that dude is just a joyous person. Like when I kind of just observed him, I'm like, man, I need to be more joyous. I feel like I need to remind myself that too, because sometimes I can get kind of like I kind of don't like what I'm doing or something like that. It's not preferred. Takes away. You know what's actually funny too is how I found, well, not how I found, but there's actually one of like the biggest like Christian streamers. He actually plays WoW, right? I think his name's like Mr. Sozy or something like that. But he's like a gnarly WoW player. I'm like, dang, it's so crazy. Like, that so many like believers are playing WoW, and he like. What's funny, what the whole ironic thing is, he actually mains a paladin. That's the funny thing. Away, comma. And every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes. Every branch that does bear fruit. Does bear fruit, he prunes. Comma, that it may bear more fruit. See, sometimes I wonder, like, how much fruit is a lot of fruit? Because, you know, there's that one verse that says, by this my Father is glorified, that ye bear much fruit, and so prove to you my disciples. Well, what does that really mean, right? I mean, I guess I kind of thought about it today, but I'm like, how much fruit should we be bearing? I guess ultimately, thinking about the commentaries, is it's like, are we trying to glorify God in all areas of our life? That is the kicker, right? I think that's what it, well, I guess that's what some of the commentaries kind of made me think of, but that it may bear more fruit. John 15:2. Oh, darn it. Did I just spell John wrong? Oh my goodness, I did. You gotta be kidding me. I'm really glad I didn't do that with ink right there. Holy moly, that would have been bad. signature right down there or something. This will just do like a, I don't want to do a long signature. There we go. Do 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 do. The master cultivator. No, he's actually not the master. He's a top level cultivator, let's just say. Thank you. I was stressing in the beginning. I kind of didn't know what I was doing in the beginning, but the thing is, the other reason why I draw these things out a little bit, because I think some people might be like, how are you drawing these things out so fast, right? Well, the thing is, I've drawn a lot of pieces like this, man. Like, I literally have this piece, like, right kind of next to it. You know? I've drawn these things a lot, right? It's like, got the mushroom right there, I got this, But it's, like, different, but it's, like, basically kind of like, This one actually looked different. This one's more Samwise Genji-ish. I also have this piece out too, right? That's what I was thinking about doing, the squirrel right there. I feel like that would be kind of like... And like the other thing is, I've drawn a lot of these items many, many times. Like the shepherd staff I've drawn many times. I've drawn this cloak many times. I've drawn this thing right here, this little leaf bag. I've probably drawn so many leaf bags, I've probably drawn hundreds of these little leaf bags already. The big struggle is this hand right here. These hands are kind of like, it's like the hard part. And at this point, it's like I could just keep going on and on and on. I need to give my wife more presents. She sends me food unexpectedly. I know, huh? Shouldn't we be treating our spouses like the church or something like that, right? I don't know exactly that verse, but I think it says something like that. He's gonna have kind of like a and see, now we can just like really go in, see? Like just really kind of just, see, now we can start thinking about like little details. So we got like a lot of the other stuff done. Even like that little thing, I mean, you could probably even barely even see that, right? But you know, just like that little like curl of the hair, right? And maybe this little part right here, right? I just, you know, wanna like kind of like that. Just little things, you know. And maybe this guy has like a little. Yeah, this guy kind of has like a little beard or something. And just a little bit indicating the nose right there. And just really subtle stuff, you know. And this is just stuff that kind of, and you know, now we can kind of like get into like, you know, anatomy stuff, right? Like that's part of the cheekbone. Like if we were to think about this as like a skull, right? You know, just thinking about like the skull, the eyeball. You know, there would be the nose cavity right there. Maybe he has like an Adam's apple. There's like really little things now. And maybe like indicating like this is part of right there. Now another thing is what a lot of inkers do is see how there's like this break point right here? Or like take for example like right up here. Actually, can you see that? Let's see here. See, take for example like this right here, right? Now a lot of pencilers that are really good at inking, what they do is they leave that open, right? Because they know if there was an inker, they know that that's where the light source would probably be, right? And so since we know that that would probably be the light source, what does that mean right there? This probably needs to be a thicker line, right? Just like little things like this, just like super minute little details like that. And since we're thinking that the light source is going to be like that, right? We can kind of almost bold some of these lines now at the bottom, right? So we're like, okay, well, so if the light source is coming like this, let's bold some of these lines out like this one right here. Like there wouldn't be a highlight right there, right? Oh wait, that's not even, I'm not even on the camera thing. But you know, just thinking about stuff like that. Cheeseburger. I can actually imagine this dude probably likes cheeseburgers. He probably likes a lot of potatoes. Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. I don't like that line right there. Now I guess this could almost be like a branch too, so maybe we can like add some like some fruits or something. Maybe like this is like has a couple fruits or something growing out of it. Actually, I'm going to exit out of this now. Almost done. There we go, buddy. Now the eyeballs, I'm going to be really honest, I really struggle with the eyeballs. And why I struggle with the eyeballs is because, you know, when you put that pupil in, it's like, it's either if you mess that up, it's like, dude, I have to like redraw the entire thing, kind of. I want to like put a couple more like, plants up in here. Now at this point, it would be cool if I could just give this to like an inker, just be like, hey bro, here you go, ink it out. But what inkers like is they like to really see stuff like that. They go, okay, well, how is this shadow gonna go in here? Now what some inkers actually do is they'll actually scan this drawing in, and they'll actually do a couple they'll print it out and they'll do a couple practice runs on it. They'll be like, okay, well, let's just give it a little practice run. Now another thing that you can think about as well is like, you know, the little detail aspect. It's just thinking about like, how does this form roll on? See how like there's like this thing right here? Like how does, I just totally messed it up right there, darn it. That's what happens if I, so that's the other thing is every time I move my pencil, I always get that edge again, right? And when I'm talking about the edge is I do this. This is what this paper is for. Boom, I get that edge again. That's what, and so we can think, okay, so that's like kind of like going around his body, right? You kind of think of it as kind of maybe going around like that. Kind of like you're almost like sculpting it, right? But like quickly sculpting it. Totally messed that up. There's all this stuff I messed up right there. Alrighty, I think I'm about done. Oh, this one's brutal. I tried to do it, but this one's definitely a harder one. Still like not completely happy with that staff. I mean, I honestly feel like I could probably ink it out, but it's just gonna take too much time. I'm gonna get going as well. I am tired and I'm hungry as well. But that is, holy moly, man, these characters are, it's actually really crazy I started drawing again, man. It's actually funny, Creative Fit, you're actually kind of the one that kind of got me into drawing again. Peace out, Creative Fit, dude. Thanks for tuning in, man. I know these things are kind of brutal to do in one sitting, but we're attempting it, man. I'm going to push this over just a little bit more because this is going to be the thumbnail. I guess that'll be the thumbnail. Have a good one, Creative Fit, dude. Thanks for stopping by, man. I always appreciate it, man. Man, these streams are brutal. I guess they're not that brutal, but... And that's the thumbnail, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And we can just have fun. We're trying to acknowledge God in all our ways, and some weird way, these drawings kind of just feel like we're just playing some crazy RPG game. But this is like an RPG game where we can like try to acknowledge God, right? We can try to give glory to the Lord, and maybe a way that, you know, we kind of even almost kind of hit many plant maybe more trees or seeds, sow more seeds than other things. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Peace out, everybody. Thank you, Wings, for tuning in. Man, you guys have been in here for a long time. It's crazy. I apologize, anybody, if I've said anything wrong. I can't edit these streams out, so, you know, you get what you get, you know, it's like... And the Bible study was really hard today, so if you guys are just tuning in, trying to maybe even listen to the Bible study today was super, super hard, but it was actually on this this verse right here. Joe Fate, what's up, man? You. All right, I'm out of here, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Till next we meet, travelers. Farewell.